I'm going to walk you through the process of how to install our horizontal lap siding. For any of our lap siding, we're going to begin with our starter strip. You can get this in 2.5 inches, 3 or 4 inches. So to start the job, what I want to do is at least have an inch overlap over the bottom plate and getting onto what we typically would have as a foundation right here. That helps so no water can wick back up and then no bugs and critters can get in. So this is a 2.5 inch starter strip. So I'm just going to go 1.5 inches above the bottom here. We're going to snap a line so we know where to start the starter strip. For all accessories, we recommend nailing every 12 inches. But one thing to note is when you're going to click it in place, it's not the traditional snap lock that you would feel with a vinyl. This is more of a tension fit. A couple things to note when you're installing our lap lock system. When you're nailing it, we want to make sure that it's a loose nail. I like to have at least 1/8 or 1/4 inch off the wall so I can move this panel back and forth. It allows for expansion and contraction. We want to nail every 16 inches on center. I like to vary the seams on this TruSeater. It's a traditional wood grain look. So instead of stair stepping, just like our Vesta, we want to vary the seams throughout there. So I have a few seams to start down here. I'll do a full piece, I'll put a seam up here, and it gives it a nice variegated look to keep that traditional wood grain. As far as overlap goes, we want to make sure that we have at least 1 inch overlap when putting this panel on so we have complete coverage behind the wall. We also recommend nailing about 8 inches away from the seams. That way they float together. These seams lay on each other really nice and it gives it a really good look and a clean line. So when you make a long cut over a window or a door, you can have this piece that will potentially flap in the wind as it gets put up. Now it's secure, but what we want to do is avoid the rattling. So we have our utility trim or undersill, and this piece is designed to go into the J-channel. So when I insert this piece inside of the J-channel, this will actually go into that undersill, lock in place so there won't be rattling through the lifetime of this panel. Now that we've finished our horizontal run up to the soffit, I have one last piece to put in. And we're going to do that by using our undersill or our utility trim, where we're going to put this inside of the J-channel so then we can use our snap lock punch holes in the top of the piece that we ripped, and that'll lock it into place and hold it in. So we're going to take measurements throughout the whole panel, and I want to make sure we're consistent with the length here. So I'm going to measure from the top of the J to the bottom of our overlap. So I'm about 2 7/8 here. I'm going to measure in the middle and on each end so I get a consistent cut, because when we put it into place I want to make sure it locks in and it hides that cut and we don't have it pulling out. Now that I got my rip piece, I'm going to use my snap lock punch. I'm going to punch holes about every 10 to 12 inches on this piece. I want them to flare out so it'll lock into that utility trim. I got my piece cut, the holes are locked in, so I'm ready to put it in place. I'm going to start on one end and get it into my outside corner post, and then I want to slowly work it in as I move along. In this case, you should feel the snap of these pieces going together. And just like that, this piece is secure.